Hey, Chris Lambert here, and we're talking Oscar nominations. The Oscar nods came out earlier today, and I don't know. I never know how I feel at this time of the year. I'm happy that some of the movies that I really enjoyed got nominations, but there's always a couple, just always a few that really rankle you. And this year in particular, I'm not going to go against the grain. I know there are a lot of people that are upset at Emilia Perez being so lauded, and I'm one of them. I'm not going to be one of the people that are just like, actually, it's a great movie. There are people who think that, and I do understand a lot of the criticism and concerns people have about Emilia Perez. I didn't think it was awful while I was watching it, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be getting 13 nominations. 13 nominations? You're telling me 13 nominations? No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's tied with Oppenheimer. I didn't think Oppenheimer should have gotten 13 nominations, but it's at least tiers above what Emilia Perez is. I think somebody said it was one off being the most nominated movie of all time, which just you watch Emilia Perez and it does not give that energy, which is just such an insane thing. I don't know what's going on with the Academy. Anyway, let's get into some of the nominations and react to some of these. So Best Picture, we have 10. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I've seen all of these except I'm Still Here. That's the only one that I'm missing, and I think it doesn't release, at least in the Austin market, until February. So a little far off from that. But if we go to rankings, you can see here that four of those were in my favorite movies of 2024. A Complete Unknown, and please keep in mind that these are in alphabetical order inside each tier. So it's not like A Complete Unknown was my number one movie for the year. Actually, my favorite movie of the year was The Substance. And then I think it's Dune Part 2, Nickel Boys, Trap, and A Complete Unknown. But I was really actually kind of impressed with A Complete Unknown. I'm not usually into musical biopics or biopics in general. I enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody for the most part. I didn't really like Rocketman. Elvis was okay. But A Complete Unknown, I was just like, wow, I'm just keep going. Be longer. Be as long as The Brutalist. And then I had Anora. Better Man actually impressed me too. Challengers up here, which got brutally left out of. There's no nominations for Challengers at all, which is absurd and insane. But I had Brutalist down in the impressive category. I understand why it's getting a Best Picture nomination. It has the heft and the weight. It looks like a movie that should get nominated for Best Picture. It's up there in terms of visuals with There Will Be Blood and Tar, and just having this very epic patience, artistry about it, which I went in expecting was going to be my favorite movie of the year, and I left kind of disappointed. And that was mostly because the first half was so good, and then the second half was a descent into melodrama and just really felt like a lot of just by the numbers kind of stuff. It's the dominoes set up in the first part of the movie, which makes sense, that are finally falling, but I didn't think that any of it was particularly surprising or compelling in a way, and that it almost felt rushed in some regard. So the second half just did not win me over, which is why The Brutalist, I think, is one of the lowest of the movies that I ranked. And you can see Emilia Perez is in the neutral category because there are meaningful milestones for this, right? Carla Sofia getting the nomination is awesome in terms of representation. I thought her performance was great. I understand why she's getting nominated. I have no problems with that. And I do think that as we're seeing more representation, especially for trans films, that's also exciting and wonderful. But it just is a shame that the one that's getting all of the recognition is one that has been so controversial in terms of its portrayal of the trans experience, in terms of its portrayal of Mexico, and that there are so many people rebelling against it over just the quality of the movie. And the fact that you have so many people nominated for it is just kind of crazy. It's something where you're solid, good, but not something where you're Best Picture nominee, it's gonna take home 5 Oscars. Not at all. There's so many other movies that I wish would have gotten that. And you can see where things kind of round out here for me. But Honestly, the hope for me, if one of these was going to win, it would be The Substance. Like, I really want The Substance to win Best Picture. I don't think it's going to. If I was going to guess, I can't believe I'm saying that I think Emilia Perez could potentially win Best Picture, which is just insane. I think The Conclave is a little overrated as well. So, like, it was solid, but where did I even rank it? Did I put it all the way down here? Did I even rank it? Did I forget to rank it? No, okay, positives. So it's in the positives tier. Like, it didn't blow me away. It had some great cinematography and some cool moments, but it felt like the ceiling was really low. Like a high floor, low ceiling movie. It's just like a solid, like, mid-tier movie, but like Best Picture? Like, what kind of year was it that was getting Best Picture? I know somebody's saying, how are you talking about Conclave getting nominated when you had Trapped ranked so highly? And that's the thing, I just want to be surprised when I watch movies. I just want the movie to take me places that I don't expect it to go. Like, Conclave kind of had that and then didn't. Like, Trap, you fully are on a roller coaster ride, and that is exciting for me. Yeah, I would put Challengers on here over Conclave. I'd put Challengers over Emilia Perez. I put Challengers over Wicked. And I put Challengers over The Brutalist, I think. And probably Queer over those as well. Yeah. So Best Picture, yeah, rooting for The Substance, but we'll see. Like, I'll be fine with any of the others winning. Like, if Dune Part 2 won, I would be, especially because Denis didn't get nominated for Best Director. Like, you see Audiard get nominated for Emilia Perez, and it's just like, that should have been Denis, that should have been Luca, it could have been so many other people. But, like, Coralie getting nominated for The Substance, that's exactly what I wanted to see, and I hope she wins. Like, she's the one that I want to win. Substance was still my movie of the year. Best Actor, I did see Sing Sing, yeah, and I haven't seen The Apprentice, so I don't know how those performances are. I think between, like, Fine was good, but I would have given Best Actor. I think between Brody and Chalamet, I'd probably end up going Chalamet for the singing. Just for the singing. Really, Brody really, like, put in work, but I don't know if it's that different from so many of the performances that he's given before. Granted, I've never seen The Pianist or a couple of his other bigger deal movies, but I feel like for Chalamet, this was such a let me reintroduce myself and remind you of how good I am. The fact that Dune and A Complete Unknown came out this year, and he was so great in both of those movies. I think I'm leaning Timothy on this. Best Actress, I haven't seen I'm Still Here, so I don't know how Fernanda did. But Demi, like, I feel like Demi had to bare her soul for this role, and that there was something just really special and important, resonant about the performance that she gave. Carla Sofia, again, great performance, but I wouldn't say Best Actress. And Cynthia Erivo, great singing, great performance, but I didn't love Wicked. And while she gave it her all, I just think there was more that Demi had to do. And it's like, Cynthia is a singer. Like, she's singing amazingly, but I don't know. There's something about Demi playing such a character at this point in her career that I would give it to her. Supporting actor, I think this is the one that I've... No. I just haven't seen A Real Pain or The Apprentice yet, so I don't know about Jeremy Strong or Culkin. But Guy Pearce in The Brutalist was just so next level to me. He was doing a great Brad Pitt impression. There were moments where I was just like, Brad, is that you? Brad, that's you, isn't it? But no, it's just square-jawed Guy Pearce being American, like super American. So I think I would go there. Like, Euro was great in Anora, and Edward Norton was also awesome in A Complete Unknown, and it was funny seeing Edward Norton play a likable character again. It's been so many years since I've seen him be someone likable. I was just like, Edward Norton being likable. But Guy Pearce in The Brutalist just was captivating every time he was on screen. Best Supporting Actress, we got Monica Barbaro from A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande, Felicity Jones, Isabella Rossellini, and Zoe. Zoe was my favorite part of Emilia Perez. So I do think that she was just kind of on another level when it came to everybody else. So I'm glad to see her on there. I'm torn on Isabella Rossellini because she's such a legend. But her role in Conclave felt so small, and like she never had a scene where you're like the acting. She's just kind of on screen sometimes and giving like looks, and maybe has a few lines of dialogue. So the fact that she got a Best Supporting Actress nomination, it feels almost like a nod to her career more so than this role, which is nice. Like that's nice. I believe I saw there was a first nomination, which is also great. Um, Felicity Jones did great in The Brutalist. Ariana Grande, I thought she was awesome, but I thought they maybe were too enamored with her. And they were almost like, they're just like, and let's let Ariana cook, like do something quirky, do something fun. And just kind of falling in love with that and going back to that well, maybe a few too many times. But Monica performing all of her own music was very impressive to me. So I think I'd go there, but I'd still give it to Margaret Qualley, for Best Supporting Actress. So, like, I'm amazed that she wasn't nominated. She was such an important part to the substance that if you're giving it Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Director, why not the other co-lead of the movie, who was giving like the greatest performance of her career to date, I think. So original screenplay, yeah, the substance is there. I haven't seen September 5. I'm going to see that this week. Real Pain, I should just go into the next room and watch it. It's on streaming right now. Nora, Brutalist, Substance. I'm just a substance kind of guy. And now we're getting into like a bunch of the extra ones. Like I haven't seen a lot of the animated features, production design, costume design. I don't have strong opinions on the rest of this. Maybe cinematography, like Dune Part 2. Definitely Substance over Emilia Perez, or Challengers over Emilia Perez. You could enter in a dozen other movies for cinematography over Emilia Perez, but I guess it did have the big dance numbers and set pieces in that regard. But and yeah, I think that does it. You can go back to the rankings and see where some of these movies ranked, but that's it. We're gonna end awkwardly here because I didn't think I was going to end there and had nothing planned. So until next time, cheers.